guys, welcome back to my channel Learn SQL with Shahid. In last class we were discussing about the corruption. So I have already discussed about the MDB corruption and MSDB corruption. So one thing is pending, I have to copy the MSDB from template folder and paste it to the data folder. As I discussed, if MDB is corrupted, we can go to SQL Server Configuration Manager and we can restart the instance. Okay, whenever TemDB is corrupted, the new TemDB will be created, and in case of MSDB backups are available, then we can directly restore MSDB, because if anything happens to MSDB, then SQL Server instance won't go down. So only the SQL Server agent will go down. So we can restore MSDB directly. Last class I showed you restoring this. Okay. So what if the backups are not available? Here I will be stopping the SQL services. Okay. So consider in last demo also I showed this MSDB is in pending recovery. I have restored with replace like this. Okay. Replace with this, then it will come online. This MSDB. So another method, I'm going to corrupt the MSDB. I will be stopping the SQL services. Right click and stop the SQL services. Okay. Here I'm clicking on yes. What I can do now here, after stopping the SQL services, I will be deleting the MSDB folder. MSDB data file I will be corrupting. Okay, means I will be deleting. So where is it located? See, program files, MS SQL Server. Here you can go to this folder and you can corrupt the MSDB. Here I will be deleting only. So okay, let me corrupt this. I have deleted this after restarting these services, starting the services. So here MSDB goes down, nothing will happen to SQL Server instance. Okay. Once it's come up, I will be connecting to that instance. Okay. So I will be refreshing here. And if we expand this system database, here it is in recovery pending. MSDB is present, we have to restore with replace. So I have showed you this thing already. Now I will be showing you if the backup is not available, what we can do. So we have to delete that log file as well in this data folder. I'm deleting this as well. Okay. So for that again you have to stop the services, because it is online, right? You have to stop the services. Now I will be going to that folder and deleting this MSDB log. Both are deleted. Now what I can do is I have to go to that bin folder. Okay, see program files, MS SQL Server. You can go to this instance ID, open this MS SQL, bin folder is available. So Microsoft knows that means many companies will want maintain the backups of system databases. So what they did, they have given template folder and given that system databases in the template folder. So if it is the case, we can copy from template bin and folder and we can paste it. Okay, this will be like a dummy database. Okay, whenever you do this, it will be dummy only. So I can copy these two files and go to the data folder. Okay, again. So data folder, you can paste it that, and again you can restart the services here. Start the services. Right click on this instance and restart. Okay. So after starting, the new template is created here. So here you can expand this, but here whatever the jobs alerts proxies information are there, you won't getting the SQL Server agent. Okay. So if MSDB goes down, then SQL Server agents also goes down. We will refresh here that agent. Disable state. It is in disable state. Right click enable. So you have to start the services from agent only every time. Here it is already online only. So it is showing here disable. Now you can access the SQL Server agent, but whatever the jobs information, alerts, operators, proxies, error log, we won't have that information here. We will be losing that if you copy from template folder. Okay. If you have backup, then you can restore also. That also one option. Okay. You can restore MSDB database with replace using this command after copying to template folder as well. If your senior says the backup is available in some server in some location, you can go to that location, copy to that server, and you can restore and you can bring back that MSDB database also. Okay. So if we run this, I can restore from the available backup here. Okay. So like this also you can do, or else if there is no backup available, then you can copy from bin and folder template. You can copy that MSDB data and log file to that data folder. Okay. Here you can copy program files as I shown again and again. I'm showing because for your convenience. Data folder. From here, template folder, bin and template. Here you can copy to this data folder. So next is model here. So if model goes down, SQL services will survive or not. If model goes down, then SQL server won't survive. So you will be having the question that model acts as a template database for all other user databases, right? So if model goes down, then SQL server should up. You might be having that question. So I will be explaining you now why it won't survive. The SQL server won't survive because here TempDB is dependent on model, okay, and SQL server is dependent on TempDB. So here SQL server is not directly dependent upon model to come up the services because and it is indirectly dependent on model. Because if model goes down, TempDB goes down, and if TempDB goes down, then SQL Server instance also goes down. So it is independently dependent on model. We corrupting these models. For the corruption, I had to go to SQL Server Configuration Manager. Right click on this SQL Server main services and stop the services. You can go to the data folder. Here again, then you can delete that. I am going to the SQL Server 2002_2 instance. Can go to data and you can search for model data and log. Okay, folder. Here you have MDF folder. You can delete this. When the services are in stopped state, you have to. You can stop the. You can delete the MDF and LDF file. Okay. It is completed for model. Now for model log, you can delete this also as well. So now the both files are deleted. Here if you start the services, then it won't come up. If you go to event viewer here, if you right click and refresh, then you will be finding an error. Okay, here clean it is stating that model MDF file is missing. Okay, so also have deleted that log folder because MDF file is not there. Then what is the use of that LDF file? If you want if naturally in real time it will corrupt itself. Okay, you don't need to go and delete that file. This is for our demo sessions, and it will mention it has clearly there is a corruption here. It is showing as it is missing. Okay, the system cannot find the specified file. Okay, here it has not come up. If model goes down, then SQL Server instance also will not come up. This is the like demo as I shown you in practical way. So what you can do now, you can copy that model data folder and log folder from template. Okay, template folder you have to go bin and folder templates, and then you can copy the model log and model data folder. Okay, MDF and LDF I am copying, and I will be pasting to the data folder. So after that you can start the SQL services here. Right click start the SQL services, it will start the SQL services, and then what you have to do, if the backups are available, see now the SQL services has came up. If you I will disconnect here and I will again connect. And so if we expand here we got the model. Okay, so if you want to restore, if the backup is available, you can restore easily. For that again you have to type the command. Okay, restore database model from disk equal to that path you can mention. So you have to go give in single quote every time. With replace you have to give, because the file model database is existing, right? You have to give it replace every time. After you give, the model has been restored. In the MSDB case, you can directly restore the MSDB database. In model case, what you have to do, because whenever the model is corrupted, the SQL services only won't come up. If MSDB is down, then the SQL services will be up. At that time, we can restore. Okay, there is an option to restore directly. Here, SQL, if the in model case, the SQL services won't come up, then how will you restore here? So that is the reason we have to copy from template folder first, and then we have to copy it to the data folder. Okay, and then you can restore from bin and folder template. Here you have to copy the template files, and you can paste it to this data folder, and then you can start the services, and then you can restore. Okay, this you have to keep in mind. Now I will be explaining you about the master. So what you can do in this case, you have to go to that SQL Server instance and stop the SQL services here. Any folder you can delete. Okay, whether it is a master log or data file, anything you can delete. And also you can corrupt directly going to that, opening that master, right click. You can open with any notepad, open with notepad. Here you can delete something here, and we can save it. Okay, once the SQL services are started, now we can, if we start the services, right click start, then the SQL services won't come up. Okay, so if you go to event waiver again, here the error will change. As I here have in the case of MSDB and model, I have deleted the data file. Okay, in this case I have corrupted the folder. Okay, so it won't come up. Master has corrupted now. the SQL Server instance won't survive. Okay, so you have to keep it in mind that if TempDB goes down, then SQL services won't come online. Also, it is applicable for model and master. If MSDB goes down, these SQL services can come up. Okay. So now if you refresh here, right click refresh on this application log, the master database, restore the master database or reinstall. So here it is showing that SQL Server is exiting. Okay, so some thing happened to that master data file, so it is not coming online. Here in this case, what we had to do, like MSDB and model, it is not that easy to fix this master. Okay, so what you had to do, you had to bring this into single user mode and master only mode. Okay, for that we had to enable the trace phase 3608, and also we had to bring in single user mode as I showed in previously in security. Single to bring to single user mode, we have to mention -m. Right click means you have to open this properties and you can go to the startup parameter. Now I will be adding this trace flag. Three trace flag as of now, 3604, 3605 and 30004. This 3604 will print the message whenever we read the data pages. Okay, as I showed you reading the data pages, like during the page corruption. Also, if you want to print, whenever you want to read the backup information, you can enable the 3004. Same like that. To bring to that master only mode, you can mention -t and 3608. Before that, you had to go to that bin and folder. You have to copy this master and this bin and folder, bin and folder templates. From here you have to copy that master.mdf and master.log.ldf, Control C. Then you have to come to the data folder again, data folder here. So this master is no use. Okay, so I have deleted that, I have copied that. So if you restart the services, it won't start. Okay, because it has forgot everything, like it is like a brain transplant. It won't recognize. Okay, so what you can do is to start that, you have to bring to that master only mode and single user mode. Okay, so here it won't start the services. You have to mention that parameter -3608 and -m. Then only it will start. Also one thing guys, like from startup parameters also you can mention the 3604, 3605 as I mentioned. We can print the messages for 3604 on the screen. For 3605 we can read from SQL Server error logs. And also for reading the backup information, we have to enable 3004, right? Same thing you can mention here also in this properties startup parameter. You can add that 3004, like that you can add. Okay, you have to mention -t, add, like that you can add. And also 3604 -t 3604 you can add. Right click properties, you can add same thing. Okay, from here also, or else you can enable the trace flag from there also. Now I am adding -t 3608 to bring into master only mode. Okay, and also I am enabling -m single user mode. You can click OK. You can now start the SQL services. Okay, now the SQL services will come online. You can disconnect this and also you can disconnect this. Okay, whenever you want to take the single user, you start the SQL services with single user mode, then you have to take the new query after starting the SQL services. See, now it has started with the master only and single user mode. You have to go to new query and connect now. So okay guys, I will be explaining this thing in next class to how to bring the master to online. Okay, thank you for your time and patience. We'll be connecting next class. Yeah, bye guys.